Welcome to Wandersmith. My name is Mo Bissonette. And today we're going to be tracking Inns. So right here is a great example of the next rule, of making sure to have your shadow not on the track. That way you can see some really subtle things like the fact that this right here, you can see the toes scratching along the surface. So what we've got right here is a deer. Something that's really cool about deer is that they walk in their own footsteps. So as the first foot comes down and then lifts up, the back foot comes into that same track and lifts up. And so they actually leave two tracks in one hole, one mark. You can see these two. It's kind of an interesting thing that just happened right in this particular spot here. Looks like it stepped a few times right here. The reason for stepping in your own tracks is it actually makes it much more efficient to walk through the land. And if you're getting kibble every day, and you've also been in your house all day, like a domestic dog is, then you don't really have a reason to care about that very much. It's kind of the difference between, oh my goodness, a coyote. That's so cool to be able to see a coyote from so far away. Whoa. We could follow that trail a little bit and see where that coyote's gonna go. So these tracks here of the coyote aren't frozen. The reason I'm checking to see if it's frozen or not is that would tell us if it was last night. If the tracks were made, the heat of the body implanted into the snow, and then overnight it would freeze. But right now, the ridges between the toes and stuff aren't frozen, which tells me that this is probably from a little while ago. Our eyes are made to see tracks. Like our brains might even have evolved to see tracks. Oh, this is the spot. That's awesome. It's looking to the side. You see how its feet are? Back feet, front feet. And, oh yeah, and looking back over at me, because it stopped and looked over at me. And then, so say I was trying to go see this coyote. What would I do? How is it that I could actually catch up with this animal? Because right now, I'm probably at least 45 minutes away, maybe an hour. How is it that one would catch up to the tracks? Because if I'm always an hour behind, I'll never catch up with this animal, right? This is our track we're following. And we start here and we're following the trail, and we know there's a big mountain in the way. And we know that there's maybe a river over here. And we've seen in the past that these animals might avoid a river or something like that. So if we're following the trail, we get to this spot, well, we might be able to be like, it went off this way, but I know there's a mountain and a river over there, so I'm gonna go straight. But we also might go, oh, it's headed off this direction, so I'm gonna go this way and meet it up here. So it can be problematic. You might be able to go this way and then, see the animal, which would be awesome. I've been able to do that before, but you might make the wrong choice and go totally the wrong direction. we've been forward tracking, but we're trying to be really careful with not scaring or frightening an animal. And that's why I'm stopping following the coyote now, because now that it's in the forest, it might, I don't know if it's gonna stop somewhere nearby and take a nap or something like that. So we're gonna stop following that coyote. However, we're gonna start following a deer. Exactly where the coyote left. Never entered the forest. A deer came out, and it's fairly fresh. It's pretty recent. Not too recent. So we got our next trail. Here's our coyote, and here's our deer. As we search for deer tracks, oh my gosh. Wow. Oh wow. Look at the state of the grass in here. This is a spot where the deer were eating. If you look at here, you can see how this is nice and round right here, and beyond it. So that kind of tells me that they were going. Can you see those tracks in the mud? See the two hooves? 1, 2. Or 1, 2. It's a really comfortable spot for them. Till I'm around. The snow's starting to melt. Oh, what happened there? Oh, hello. What are you? Ooh. You guys see this? It's a little hair. This is actually a deer hair. And the way I know that is that, watch, I bend it. It's gonna kind of, see how it like bends in half, kind of like that? That's because it's hollow on the inside. Deer and ungulate hair is hollow, and it makes it so it's keeps in the warm air insulation better. Here's another tip for tracking. You can see here, I've got these deer tracks. Can you see how right here, you see that? How the snow right here is coming this way? Well, the animal has pushed the snow as it walked. So when you see the snow on this side of the track, you can know the direction. Right now we're in a beautiful forest. It's really beautiful. It's a hemlock woods. And deer love hemlocks. They're a little bit warmer. They keep you out of the rain. And this is just a deer haven right here. Deer are something called crepuscular. You've probably heard of diurnal, maybe? You've definitely probably heard of nocturnal, which means the animal's awake at nighttime. I'm kind of nocturnal. But then there's diurnal, which is you're awake in the daytime. And then there's crepuscular, and that means that you prefer to be awake at dawn and dusk. So a few hours before dawn, a few hours after dawn, and same with dusk, after the sun sets. What did you do there? What is that? Oh. Oh, that's so cool. Is that a mushroom? Yeah. That's a mushroom. This deer ate a mushroom. That's really cool. So, if you get to a place like this where there's a few different tracks, if you're not totally sure, something good to do is to make a tracking stick. And tracking stick can be really simple. Just a stick that's long enough to get the gait of the animal, a gait being from its front foot and back foot landing on each other to that same spot further up the trail. So steps, steps, that's its gait. So basically the length of the stick is its full gait. From here to this spot is the width. From here to this spot right here is the length of its foot. From the tip of here to this spot is how far its half gait is. So from, left to right foot marks. Let's see here. That is a bit small. Not that one. No, it's not quite right. Definitely not this one. All right. Ooh. See how it goes from here to this line here? I think we got a man. So that can help you, especially if you're tracking a human, find out who's who. Hello, here you are. All right, so, and it can help you get out of the mess of tracks that might get created, especially for deer, who there's just lots of them and they love to hang out with each other. The next question is, where are we? So I'm following this deer trail here just to get out of this area. The deer is showing me the best way to get out. But deer always love to go underneath things. And when they do, sometimes they scrape the hair off their back. See those hairs there? There's a river in the way. And it's deep enough that I don't really want to try to cross it. However, I could follow some deer trails to find the way across. However, deer can swim and have hollow hairs, so that might not work very well. Aha. Tracks. Headed this way. I will follow the tracks. Hopefully they'll lead me to a place to cross. These ones are pretty recent, so. Oh, God. Whoa, here's an example of bird tracks all around me. A woodpecker's torn this tree up in the past few days. I can smell the deer in here now. Be coming close to the beginning of our trail here. Oh, deer. I just scared some deer. Oopsie, whoopsie. This has been the Wandersmith. I hope you've enjoyed our date out trekking. Spring is on its way.